under no circumstance were we allowed to go in the ocean, and he made that very clear.
Welcome to the Blue Top Podcast. We are Sofia and Ariana Jewelewicz, twin sisters and co-founders of Blue Top Legend and Blue Top Yachting.
This is where we dive into all things yachting, maritime marketing, and running a business on and off of the water. From insider tips to stories that inspire, we're here to help you navigate success.
Oh, I am so excited. Welcome to the first episode of our podcast. We are so excited to share how BTL started. Let's get right into it.
I just want to know really quick that I am the reason that this podcast started. It took many months of convincing Sophia, so just so
That's
everyone
very true.
knows, I will be
Yeah.
taking full credit for that.
Yeah, you get full credit, and I'm kind of really excited, you know? I didn't think that I wanted to start it, but being on this platform, I kinda like it. So, let's get right into it. First question, Ariana, how would you describe that Blue Top came to be? I know that it was kind of out of the blue, but what really sparked the idea?
I love that I got this question, but I know you're probably gonna take it halfway there. To start, Blue Top was pretty unplanned. We actually got our little whaler, fixed it up with our dad. It wasn't really working at first, so we did have to put quite a few hours of repair into her before we could actually take her out and have her function on the water without the engine quitting or anything, because it was a two-stroke, and I'm sure as many of you boaters know, those could be a little iffy and unreliable. So just to make sure that we were safe, we obviously got a Boston whaler, and our dad helped us repair it. So we took it out kind of farther and farther every time we went out. One day we actually made it to the intercoastal waterway, which is not the inlet.
I think we went out the
Yeah,
first day.
I think it was, but we went out a couple times the first day. So, we went out once in the canal, and then we kind of started getting farther. This was all on the same day. We were super
Yeah.
excited to have a boat. So we went out into the intercoastal. That day, we were horribly terrified. I mean, those waves, for some odd reason, just in the intercoastal, were huge. I think it felt like that. I'm not sure that we would think that now.
I think it's just because the boat was so small, the waves felt so big.
Yeah, and the boat was so low to the water. I mean, we're talking about a 13-foot Boston Whaler Super Sport. That thing is really close to the water. So it was definitely a little bit nerve-wracking taking that into the intercoastal, even with tiny little waves. I was totally scared that thing was gonna capsize. So we were definitely a little nervous after that. I don't think that we went in the ocean that first day because that kind of rattled us. So we ended up taking her home. We didn't tell our dad about that because he did say not to go there yet. We obviously ended up doing that anyways. And
Amen.
then, yeah. So then we ended up taking her, I think literally a day or two later, and we were talking that night. We were like, "You know what? I think that we were just being unreasonably nervous. I think that the waves weren't that big. We should totally go out. We see so many people do it. It's just the intercoastal. What's the worst that can happen?" So we ended up going out the next day or maybe the day after that, and we saw boats going into the inlet. So we were like, "You know what? Maybe we'll try it. You never know what's gonna happen."
Keep in mind, this was a pretty rough day out in the inlet, but us being new to boating, we kind of didn't know any better, so we just decided to full send it. All I said was hang on. I just remember those words coming out of my mouth, hang on.
Yeah, and the big thing about that small boat is we did learn quickly going into the intercoastal that if you go slowly, there's a much larger chance of the waves getting into your boat than if you go fast. So that's kind of where the whole full throttle thing came to be, because when you actually go a little bit faster and that front starts to raise on your boat, there's a much lower chance of water getting in your boat. So we kind of started slowly going out the inlet, taking a peek, and then once we saw that it wasn't that scary, for some odd reason, we decided that wouldn't be scary, even though we were scared of the intercoastal. Sophia pinned the throttle, and when I say pinned, I mean out of nowhere, slammed that thing, and I don't think we've ever pinned that before going into the inlet. So I fully rocked back onto my seat, thought I was going to die. That was a really terrifying moment of my life, I will say.
I was having the time of my life, you guys have no
Yeah.
idea.
And you guys all probably see it in the video where she's just smiling and I'm screaming, terrified, but in the end, it's so much fun. So we went out that one day, ended up, I think, catching a wake of someone's boat. Was it a wake, Sophia, or just a wave?
Yeah, it was a wake. We caught a wake behind someone else's boat that was coming into the channel, and we were going out, and we happened to hit that double wave, so we went up, then we went down right into that curve, and our boat hit that perfectly timed, so we ended up completely flying.
It was a pretty memorable experience that first hop because from being a day before that terrified of just going out of the intercoastal and a day after, fully pinning it in the inlet, it was just a big change, but honestly, that's the moment that really fed into our adrenaline and our love for boating. So we kind of just we went out of the inlet, hopped around the ocean a little bit, and then came back in. Nothing too eventful happened on the way in. Then we just took the boat slowly home, talking about how we were never gonna mention this to our dad because I feel like it's very important to note that the one thing he did tell us after getting a boat was that under no circumstance were we allowed to go in the ocean, and he made that very clear.
Emphasis on under no circumstance. We knew not to go, and we were teenagers, so we went anyway.
But being the teenagers that we were, we did feel the need to go in the ocean after being told that. Now, we've always been very trusted kids. We've never really done anything necessarily bad that the other teenagers would typically do. So, our dad did trust us, and I would say we probably I thought at least we would really break his trust in that moment, but it all ended up working out, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But, anyways, I think the next day after we went out the inlet, someone came up to us at a marina, which we drive past every time on our way to the lake or anywhere that we're really going outside of our dock area. We passed by this marina, and a young man runs up to the boat. And we're just passing, we're not docked at the marina. He runs up waving his phone at us, and he just says, "Hey, hey, is this you girls on the boat?" And we had no clue what this man was talking about.
We said, "Who are you? What are you talking about? Why are you waving your phone at us? What's going on?"
We honestly thought we were in trouble, but we always obey the marina
I
signs.
do remember that. We thought we were speeding or making too big of a wake or something.
And in the 13, that thing had no wake, no matter how fast
It
we
had
went.
no wake.
So, we were very nervous, and Sophia pulled into the marina just to see what was going on because, in case we were in trouble for doing whatever might have happened, we pulled in just to avoid any conflict, and he showed us this video. He pulls it up. It's got, I think, 1,000,000 views or something from who knows how I think it was a day before or something, and
Overnight.
yeah, and he pulls it up, and it's us doing that wave that we vividly remember doing the day before. So we're just astonished at that point. We don't say anything. We just stare at each other thinking, "Oh my gosh,
Our
our dad."
dad's gonna find out.
So we just, kind of brushed it off. I think we were just nervous, so we just said, "Oh my gosh, no way." We had no idea because we were unaware of wavy boats. We didn't even know that existed. Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I was personally with Sophia driving too focused on holding on to the boat and not dying or falling out to
Yep.
even notice one of the wavy boats team members standing there videoing the inlet having a camera pointed
I
directly
don't
at him.
remember either. I honestly don't.
I really don't. I feel like we would have remembered that because there's not many people on the jetty, but we ended up, I guess, not noticing, got fully definitely noticed through social media the next day or two. So that was a big change for us because we were never really the type that enjoyed showing ourselves on social media. We never really had a social media presence personally, never posted on it. So the biggest concern though was definitely having our dad find out.
I just wanna cut in and say that we never really believed in social media because we always thought that it was just kind of a path for bad. We never thought that it could be used for anything good. We didn't want to post on there, show ourselves because we never really had any liking for social media. We just thought that it was a generational plague and it could not be used for good.
In the time that we were at, it definitely did feel like that because it was very demonized, and rightfully so. There are definitely certain trends on social media, whether it be Instagram or TikTok or whatever social media you use. There's definitely certain trends that I wouldn't say are necessarily great for younger generations to just see, and it's not necessarily encouraging the best behaviors. So, rightfully so, we kind of demonized it ourselves and we swore it off. We never really thought anything of it, which is why we didn't really see the video until that man showed it to us. It was a big surprise. We ended up just going home soon after that, docking the boat, walked in, and our dad is waiting at the house, just standing there. And Sophia and I look at each other thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is not going to be good.
Keep in mind, he had just come back from vacation, and he looked at us. We walked in, we had no idea. We just saw the video, we assumed he hadn't seen it yet. He looks us in the eyes and says, "Give me the keys."
That was terrifying. I it actually gave me the chills just thinking about that. He actually didn't see it. I think one of his close friends saw it and sent it to him through Facebook,
Yeah.
because at that point, it made it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, his friend said, "Are these your kids? I mean, I remember you saying you bought a whaler, but oh my gosh, these are insane kids."
Yeah, definitely a moment to remember. So, we gave him the keys. We can't really argue that he did tell us not to go in the ocean. So, can't say anything bad about that. It's definitely on his end, probably good parenting because we definitely did not keep our promise. We ended up giving him the keys, obviously didn't boat since we didn't have access to them. But towards the end, we started talking to him, and somehow it came up about how we could use this for our own benefit and for the ocean's benefit by just spreading joy and cheer and showing how being on the water doesn't have to be drinking and smoking and partying crazy. It could be genuinely using nature as it is without really interrupting it to have fun. So
Without screens, because our generation is so plagued with screens, phones, computers, tablets, everything. Just have fun in nature.
yes, and I think that kinda resonated with him because as a doctor, he was always super academically driven. He's the smartest person I know to this day, and he never really was a fan of social media either, given the trends that were going on at the time. So he saw where we were coming from, and given that, again, we never really broke his trust before, and he knows that we're genuinely good children. I'm not trying to put us on a pedestal or anything, but it began with us just wanting to have fun and push our limits without our dad finding out, and it turned into something so much bigger than that. This has turned into a massive adventure with social media. We have brand partnerships. Sophia's developed Blue Top Yachting, which is massive. It's dominating the yachting industry. I mean, she's been selling huge boats that I can't even think about ever purchasing. It's just incredible to see what it's grown into, and I think that now he sees what our idea with it was originally, which is obviously to have fun, sometimes push into our adrenaline, feed into it a little more than he would like. But nothing bad has happened. We are safe. We wear life jackets. Sophia has definitely learned to drive a little bit safer. So now she knows how to handle those waves, and he's gotten much more comfortable with it. But just seeing what we've developed our platform into, I think has made him a lot more comfortable with what we've been doing. What do you think, Sophia?
And how he's seeing that we are actually working to promote good. We don't want to just post ourselves or post us having fun on the boat dancing. He knows that we don't drink or smoke. We never have. We never plan on doing so. He truly does trust us. And that kind of goes to show we are so blessed with our parents. I think that if we had any other mom or dad, we would not have turned into the people that we are today. We would not have developed Blue Top into what it is today as a maritime marketing agency, a brokerage. It all started from nothing, and we truly have been working to just build this up to the top because we are so passionate about this brand, and I feel like if it were forced on us, you can second this, Ariana. If it were forced on us, we would have never done this. If I was forced to be a yacht broker, I don't think I could do it. I kinda do force you to be my social media manager, but you also love it and you're really good at it.
I just love it because I helped develop it, and this is our business together because it wouldn't have ever, I don't think it would have gone that viral if it weren't both of us screaming
Right.
at the top of our lungs with massive smiles across of our faces. It was our thing, and it always will be. It's going to be us, and I think that's what makes it so special. But I also do think that it would 100% would not have come close to what it is today and what it has grown into without the trust of our parents, because we totally could have taken this, turned it around, reckless boating, doing crazy stunts on the water, which is fine, it's entertaining, but having a platform this big, especially a concentrated area with boaters, especially in South Florida, it was important, at least we felt it was important to do something good and use our platform for good. And that's where Blue Top Yachting came in, which Sophia helps other people find their joy in boating by helping connect them with their dream boats. And that's where our partnerships with 4Ocean have come in, where we help organize lake and ocean cleanups. That's where our partnerships with local bikini companies have come in, where we help to promote local businesses, local surf shops, eco friendly products. It's just grown into something so much bigger, and I really wouldn't have it any other way.
We can take our passion and actually use it for good. Who else can say that? What other brand can truly say that this is something that they are so 100% passionate about? They will be doing it for the rest of their lives. Because I know for a fact both you and me alike can say that. You have truly just taken the social media and marketing everything by storm, the whole industry. You came not knowing anything, I just kind of forced you into it. I remember starting the Blue Top Instagram and giving up, and you said, "No, we need to actually capitalize on this." You said, "I think it can be big," but how did you really envision the Blue Top brand identity when we started? Speaking personally, we've never really been big on social media, as we discussed, but you just took it and you ran with it. It's incredible.
Well, I think the biggest thing was that I think it's worth noting at least that we didn't really have a plan like we pointed to before. Social media was never our thing. We were never on it, had no idea really what analytics were or any of the fancy terminology that goes with that. So
Right.
we went in without a plan. It was more sort of go with the flow. And once we saw that people genuinely enjoyed seeing what we were doing on the water, whether it be doing those crazy stunts or just dancing on the boat or doing the ocean cleanups, they were just captured by our energy. And I think that's what really motivated me to turn that platform into something good because we could genuinely be ourselves and be supported for it. So that was so motivating to me just to feel that way, that people were genuinely interested in what we had to offer. It's incredible. We just focused on showcasing our energy, our genuine love for the water, and ended up building a brand focused on fun, nature, and adrenaline. I really think that those three fully encompass what Blue Top Legend is about because we offer a balance between thrill seeking and adrenaline with our respect for the water. It's turned into something much bigger than that, and I just think it's so incredible to see what it has grown into, and it continues to motivate me just with the support that we've been getting. It's truly incredible.
That's a good way to put it, that people like to see us and our passion for who we truly are. That's a really good way to put it. I never thought about it that way, but you're so right. We are so raw on this platform between me selling boats or us dancing and having fun. Many people don't know that we actually don't drink or smoke or do anything of that sort. And a lot of people come up to us and they ask, "How do you do it? How can you just have such raw fun?" I honestly don't know. When we are together, it's like we can genuinely take over the world. I don't know how else to put it. It's this twin telepathy thing. We get so confident, we get so powerful, and we get so true to ourselves, and we know how to have fun in any situation.
Being a twin is definitely the biggest gift here in life in general, but Blue Top being a twin has helped elevate this platform and what we
Tremendously.
for incredibly. I think it's such a gift to be a twin, especially to Sophia. I know some people don't necessarily get close to their twins. A lot of them fight, but we have gotten so close and it's really brought us together. We've challenged each other with this. So I am very happy to see how it's going and what we've done.
I know that we kind of faced a little bit of a challenge in starting our whole brand, but how do we really tackle it? How would you say that we tackled it? Because I know from a personal standpoint, as I stated before, I started the Instagram and kind of gave up. So I just kind of threw you to the wolves to take over all of our platforms. How did you do it?
I saw how much of an influence social media had on the world, and it motivated me to help use our platforms to promote good boating practices while also obviously having fun and feeding into our adrenaline using nature, which is already there. The biggest challenge was figuring out how to stand out. It was difficult to learn coming from someone that didn't really use social media at all before that. We had to learn how to focus on our authenticity.
Right, because there's so many influencers out there. We were just one of thousands, so you really did an incredible job with truly showing who we are as individuals.
Right, and I think, again, being twins has helped feed into that so much because it really did make us unique, and having 2 twins sending it on a whaler out there, full smiles, laughing,
Having the time of our lives.
and our energy. I think our energy people feed off of that, even through screens. People could see our energy through the videos that we post or our stories or even the pictures.
Right.
That definitely sets us apart. Our energy and being twins are the 2 main things that have helped elevate our brand and make us unique, set us apart from other people, and I think that's why our platform has grown so quickly.
So what would you say the biggest challenge was out of everything?
Probably just staying consistent and keeping content fresh. It was definitely difficult after leaving for college because, as most of you know, Blue Top came to be when we were in high school. So we were together. It was pretty easy then to push out daily content. We would just go out on the boat after work, get some videos, and you did love that. Everyone loved that. We had great support from that. But after leaving for college, we definitely had to put more planning into it. It was pretty difficult. We were obviously separated. I don't come home much for break because I have work up here and school, and there's just a lot happening. So we have to really pre-plan content for when I come down, whether that be photo shoots or going out of the inlet and getting content for wavy boats or even just having a raft up, having fun, and just getting a couple videos from there.
And that's what's so easy about this for us is that we genuinely enjoy this. If we need to say, "Oh, well, we need some more content, we should plan a raft up." Who else gets to say that? We get to do this for fun, for work. We're expanding on what we love. This is incredible.
It's so incredible, and we definitely started once I got the hang of social media, which honestly took probably a year and a half, I started to learn more about analytics, so I was able to see what our audience responded the best to, what content they liked, and that came with story posts, putting up question polls, broadcast channels, which was more of a recent introduction. We offer our followers to join a little channel, which is in the messages section on Instagram, and we give them updates there. They get first looks into new drops, and that interaction with our audience just goes to show the connection that we strive for. It's not just, oh, we're posting, we love our followers. No, we literally love this and we want to share our love for the water. It helps with all of that to allow people to see what we are truly about.
And it also helps that we're so close. We have such a strong bond between the 2 of us, and I know it wasn't always like that. We were your typical teenagers that didn't get along for probably the first, I'd say, 16 years of our lives until the day that Blue Top started. We definitely bonded over rebuilding Blue Top. Mind you, we put probably over 100 hours and several thousand dollars into repairing that boat. I definitely say that that really, really bonded us together. That made us so much closer, and then every day that we have spent on the water since then, we have become so close. I can truly say easily that I mean, some people listening might not like this, but you're the most important person in my life, and that's so easy for me to say because I truly believe that from the bottom of my heart.
Aw, I definitely think that Blue Top just the hours, again, that we spent putting into that boat, you just don't have many siblings that will do that at all. It's hard work, and we definitely did have our dad to help, so it helped. But being able to spend that quality time with you, it definitely brought us together. I think mostly because of seeing what it has grown into and what that time has developed into, building up that boat and now looking at what it's become, it's amazing, and I can never stop thinking about it. It's just the best thing that has ever happened. It's
And
truly
being able to do it all with your favorite person or your favorite people between family, why do you think that us being twins gives us that extra advantage in running Blue Top and Blue Top Yachting?
being twins definitely makes us stand out. Like I said in the previous section, there's at least not as I'm aware of, there's not many twins out there that are going to do the stunts that we've pulled accidentally on the boat. So, being twins and seeing people get to again witness our bond, it makes us stand out, I think, on social media. People get to see the energy that we share. We also have differing skill sets. Sophia has a much larger technical knowledge of
As
boats.
a yacht broker, I know more about center consoles versus sailboats or motor yachts, but Ariana is like a social media guru. She can tell you everything about analytics. She can tell you our impressions from the last 30 days, the last 7 days. This one's a queen when it comes to managing the social media.
But we definitely could not do it without each other, and I'm not just saying that because we're on a podcast, people wanna see our bond, but having those differing skill sets has helped elevate our brand so much. Sophia knows the insides and out of every boat, and me having the social media presence, we're able to combine that to form what we have today, and that has helped with our growth so much. Being twins also adds a layer of connection to the audience because they get to witness the bond that we share and the magic that has made our journey so special.
100%. We could not do this without being twins. We couldn't do this without the bond that we share. You truly need someone that will support you through the highs and the lows when you start a brand. It's you can't have it any other way. But we are running out of time, so Arna, I think we should maybe do a part 2. What do you think?
I am so down.
Okay, so then I guess we will wrap it up for today's podcast.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We loved having you on board.
Make sure to follow us on social media for more behind the scenes moments and updates from Blue Top Legend and Blue Top Yachting. And remember, we are all about navigating excellence and anchoring trust.
Don't forget to keep that throttle pinned.
And as always, don't touch my throttle. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.